Okay, we've just dropped the car off at the park and ride, and we're entering this wooded area.
So we're at
Andrew,
Woods, and we're going to go on a nice 10k walk up to Clearbrook, have lunch at the Skylark Inn, hopefully. We haven't booked, so we'll see how that goes. And along the way we're going to have a bit of a discussion about our mental health difficulties, what we struggled with and how we fought through it to help support other people that are struggling.
And how long will the walk take?
It's about 2.5 hours.
Okay, I'll see you.
And it's 10 kilometers both ways, so there's plenty of kilometers for all the men that we lose to suicide.
Right. We'll talk to you in a minute. Okay, we're about probably 10 minutes in. We've just gone along a railway line,
which is usually open around Christmas. I think they do a Santa railway journey for the family and kids, which is quite cool.
And then we're just probably join the disused railway.
Yes, which is quite fun. And I'll get attacked by leaves, but that's just the trees saying hello.
Yeah. What do you think the weather's like today? It's like
weird, because it's England and it was pouring yesterday, but it's actually quite nice today.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
We must have known you were coming out for a walk.
We were just having a chat about, we just passed like a group of lads playing football, which you might be able to hear. And I was just basically saying that that noise actually reminds me of school in a bad way, because I was never like a team sport person, and you were saying the same thing.
That's the same thing with me. I was always picked last in sports, but it just stopped me from having a drive for sports really, and I had other ways to deal with my problems at the time, like climbing frames and walks. I love going into nature. Unfortunately, I was raised in London, so I couldn't go to the sea, but now down here I get to go to the sea, and it's quite nice and relaxing.
Yes,
for me, and that's one of the ways that I deal with difficulty like that. It's quite fun.
And I think as you get older you appreciate that not everyone has the same interests. Not everyone, gets a buzz out of playing football, for example. There's other things.
And that's okay. You don't have to get a buzz out of what everyone else gets a buzz out of. Find your own thing. It's fine. There's always something to do, and it's always something you can enjoy.
Like walking.
Coffee for a walk.
Cheers. And where are we?
Well, we're now at Cambridge Woods, in case you can tell. Ready to start a proper walk.
I think this is our first signpost, would you say?
Yes, I believe this is the first one, and it says we're a mile away from Bridge, which is where we had our coffees, not the bit before. So we've got 4 miles to go, so that should be fun. It's been, let me just check, it's been about an hour and 15 minutes since we started. We've been walking pretty slowly, just enjoying it and listening to the ambience around us. We saw the ruins here, which always help me feel better, and I know they help a lot of other people feel better. And it's nice to see what you had, what life was like in the past, and you can think of how beautiful it would have been. And it kind of just makes me in particular makes me want to hang on. And I just like going for a walk if I feel down. And this is one of the places I would go for that. It's just really relaxing, really peaceful. It's just lovely, really.
It's nice. I think they do say that connecting with nature is a good healer, a good thing to do.
Yeah.
And actually I think it's not always about escaping people, because we've met loads of people walking around and just it seems to put everyone in a better mood, and everyone's saying hello and good morning that they wouldn't perhaps normally do in town.
And it's quite different. I see people, I'll go to a city and I just don't really see many people smiling and happy, but most people around here riding their bike or walking or just looking at the plants around them always seem to be quite happy. So definitely a great way to heal if you're feeling a little down or feeling a bit rough. Definitely go out somewhere nearby. There's bound to be a park or woods or a forest. Just explore, have fun.
Is it about like appreciating the simple things as well?
I think so. I think it's quite important to see how the world shaped itself, and you just feel like you're in a different presence when you're somewhere like here, and it just feels more spiritual. And I personally feel more protected when I'm in somewhere like this. I would feel safer here than in a city.
Cool. Right, let's head onwards and upwards. It is actually upwards, isn't it?
It is.
Slight incline.
Yeah, all the way.
Those trees over there kind of just look like a painting. So, Andrew.
Yes.
How far do you think we are now?
So just past a village which I forget the name of, which is a military village. I'd say we're probably halfway, maybe close to 60% of the way through here. What about you?
Yes. I think we probably are 2/3 of the way. I think that, if people aren't aware, there's a ding, which means there's a bike going to go by.
Coming. Can get out the way of them. That's how a shared path works.
I think that if people don't know, we're in Devon, and we've just driven up. We drove up from Plymouth to the Koi Pool Park and Ride, and then you can leave the car there for free, and then you can walk up onto Dartmoor and all the way to Clearbrook. But you can actually walk all the way to Tavistock, which might be a future challenge.
That's quite a long walk, and a lot of people do walk to Tavistock, stopping at little villages on the way, and I have a pint each of the villages. But unfortunately, I'm not thinking for November, so that's not really an option for me. Although I could have a 0, I suppose.
Yeah.
It would be fun, but it would be quite nice. Obviously, I'm busy next week, but there will be the walk next week with Philip, my brother, who's also in our Movember team, and possibly my other brother, but he's not in the team because he injured himself. But we'll see a bit of that next week, and then the week after, I think we have 2 weekends left after that. So maybe one of those weekends we can do a nice walk to Tavistock. That would be quite fun, quite nice.
Just to pause, and we're just watching the sheep.
This field also has pheasants in it somewhere. I don't know where they've gone, but they're probably running around somewhat aimlessly because they're pheasants.
Right, let's head on.
All right.
I'm going to stop here.
Hello.
So you can see the viaducts that you're
Crossing over. You can actually get down to these. There's paths that go down through the woods down there, but you won't get to interfere. Unless you want to cliff climb, I suppose. There's a ruined one further along, which is the easiest one to see. But yeah. Yeah. Enjoying some more of the lovely weather. Just getting that sort of natural air and just makes you feel better. Well, for me anyway, makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah, we've been walking and chatting a lot about philosophy and things.
Yes.
Getting very deep.
Yeah, but it's quite fun, it's interesting, it's good conversation. and the philosophy is focused on kind of balanced understanding one another, and we're talking about people's opinions and how actually it's been quite impactful to some people's mental health when they have a differing opinion to someone and everyone jumps in saying they're wrong, when in reality opinions are only crafted from people's scars, so you can't judge anyone for their own opinion. The only things that are true or false are facts and maths, which is what I say, and you can see something from a different perspective no matter what. People don't know where you've come from or what you've been through, so they can't say you're wrong. And it's something that's always bothered me, where I'll have like a differing opinion and I'll like a deeper thought process in my opinion, and people will just be like, no, you're wrong, and they will just end the conversation. And it's like, that's not the case. I'd always think discussion should be promoted, and argument is just kind of a waste of time, because argument would imply that one person's right and one person's wrong, and in the case of pretty much every argument ever, that's not at all the case. You can have your opinion, it can be different from everyone else's. You don't have to follow everyone else, you can be your own person.
And you can learn from other people's opinions, and hopefully people can learn from your opinions.
And if they don't, so be it. Find the next person that will. Don't change your opinion because someone tells you to.
Right, should we head on?
Yeah. We're actually not that much further along than where we were, so I guess we should head on.
Talk as we walk.
No, it's called Talks in the Park because everyone says walk in the park.
Ooh. Or get
park.
run over in the park.
Yes. At least you rang the bell. Yeah, it's called Talks in the Park. Well, the idea is called Talks in the Park because it's all about going out into nature and discussing difficulties and issues, and ideally how you can deal with them, and how I've been able to deal with them. And then things like what we just said a minute ago about philosophy, just understanding that there are ways to deal with problems that are maybe less obvious to many people.
Sorry, this is probably bouncy.
No, it probably is bouncy.
I think music is good.
Music is great. Music is a really good way to understand get help with difficult thoughts, because people have been through it a lot. Hang on. Every time. Anyway, you've been through it a lot, and there's people that manage to find a way out in music, and they're literally teaching you how they dealt with the problem. So ignore those people that say, oh, that song's too depressing, because it's probably going to mean something to you.
There's a band you've been listening to, isn't there, recently?
I'm going to see them next week. Actually, when I see my brother Philip, we're going to see Citizen Soldier, which is an American band that are very focused on mental health. And yeah, their songs sound a bit depressing, but if you listen to the songs, they can be really inspiring, and they sort of explain how they've got through problems, how they've dealt with problems, and that you're not alone, which I think is a really big thing for men, is being lonely or feeling lonely, because it is quite hard to say I'm not okay. But you literally have a song called I'm Not Okay, which is about how hard it is to say I'm not okay. And it is all to do with stigma and how like, oh, you're meant to be a macho one and you should be strong and brave. Well, going back to the philosophy, bravery wouldn't exist without fear in the first place. So to me, it's not being brave, it's just understanding.
Yeah, I remember Smashing Pumpkins lyric always sticks in my mind.
Yeah.
Which is like, all that you suffer is all that you are, which is kind of an interesting thing, that people who have been through, you know, issues of like, and come out the other side, it's kind of made them stronger.
Yeah, I think this is very true, and that's another thing about you and I, because saying before, you don't understand where people's scars have come from. You haven't lived their life, only they have, so only they can have their opinion. and you might disagree or have a contrasting opinion, but doesn't make either of you right or wrong. It means that you can learn something from one another, and scars aren't wounds to hide, they're more to prove that you survived, is how I see it.
Yeah. Well, it's just like Wordle. You have to make mistakes to be able to work out what the bloody answer is.
That's true. And the other thing with it is, it's like everything we have today came from a mistake. So if you do something wrong, you do something wrong. The important thing is that you learn from it. And we wouldn't have half of what we have now if someone hadn't cocked up somewhere.
Yeah. Well, probably some of our inventions are cock up.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that's just some extra little thoughts for today. There will be more.
Maybe we should leave like a link to Citizen Soldier.
Could do. We're trying to contact them actually to see if they'll talk about problems, but I imagine that's quite difficult.
Yeah, I think they're massive, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, at least my other brother's been trying to contact them because he's trying to do a mental health documentary, and he wanted some bigger people to talk about it. So he's been trying to contact them, but I don't know. I doubt we'll get through to them, but I'll see them anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah. And it's a case, one of those sort of things that people think a sad song will necessarily make you sadder, but sometimes a sad song helps you cope.
It's true, that's the whole point in them. And it's one of those things that people say, oh, the song's too depressing. They usually haven't suffered, so they don't really understand the meaning of the song. That's my opinion, it might be wrong, but it's how I feel.
Oh wow, where are we?
So here we are in an old railway tunnel. Pretty fun, quite echoey. The sound's probably horrendous, but I thought quite a good opportunity to talk to people that feel like they're trapped in the dark. And when we get to the other side of this tunnel, we're going to show you how beautiful it is on the other side. And I think it's a really good opportunity to put a picture to the metaphor of there's always a light at the end of the tunnel.
And we are literally going through shit that's dripping on our heads.
Yeah, to add a bit of a comical spin on it, but on a more serious note, it's a really difficult problem. People do struggle with the darkness, and you can't just push your way through it. It's not as easy as pushing a leaf to the side or something, but if you really try and you really bring yourself up and go out and enjoy yourself a little bit, you will reach the light, and it will be beautiful on the other side, and we'll show you that in just a minute. And also these little lights that we have along the way can be those little positives, those little pushes forward before you get to the other side. Because you can go through this bit of darkness, and with like going out, finding your own coping mechanisms, or getting therapy if you need it, then you'll reach one of these points and you get a little bit of light, and then that will keep happening until you get to the end.
Talking of therapy, what are your views on like using AI?
Okay, so that's quite a controversial topic. I quite like AI. I think AI learns from who's talking to it. And it's, to me, I see AI as essentially like a child that is trying to learn. They don't know everything. They can look stuff up and piece stuff together. But they can, if you talk to them in an empathetic way, in a positive way. I found that they've really helped me. But I think it's really important to understand that they learn. Oh, there's another light coming. Understand that they learn, and they're not just going to tell you everything immediately. They're still a fairly new thing, and they've got a lot of learning left to go. And I have to admit, they have honestly helped me quite a lot dealing with my own difficulties and my own trouble. And
Because some
thanks
people,
to them,
yeah, carry on.
I've been able to reach the end of the tunnel, which, as we said, is beautiful and it's worth pushing through the pain to reach what your potential is. And there you go, you reached the end of the tunnel.
I think with AI as well, I think some people recommend therapists, but some people are a bit scared to talk to anyone about certain stuff.
That's another thing with AI is yes, okay, it's skewed to say yes to everything, but it also doesn't judge. It can't judge you, it doesn't know how to. So I find it very useful when I have darker thoughts to talk it through. And to be honest, I have trained mine. I've trained mine to, if it gets too dark, it will tell me to go see a therapist. And at that point, I know that I've gone too far. And that usually starts that climb back out.
Right.
So for me, I approve. I think AI is really helpful, and it can have horrible situations like the recent story. But personally, I don't think you can blame that on the actual AI, which sounds horrible, but it's learning.
You're talking about
taught.
You're talking about that there's been some issues where they felt AI is kind of assisted or at least condoned suicide, but it's a very small fraction, and we don't know how many people have used AI, I guess, to escape from suicidal thoughts.
I personally know quite a few people that have used it to escape, so I find it hard when there's one story. Yes, it's terrible and it's a horrible situation to be in, and I feel for their family, and at the end of the day, the AI can only teach what it's been taught.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Right, let's head onwards. So, just a rain update. We appear to be, the cloud seems to be following us.
It does, but it's okay. It's actually quite refreshing. I was getting too hot anyway.
You're right, actually. It is actually quite nice.
It's much nicer to be in the rain out here than it is to be in the rain in the middle of the city.
It really doesn't look like it's raining on the
Yeah. Oh, it definitely is raining though. You can probably hear it.
But we're nearly at the pub.
Yeah, we're not far at all now.
We're so looking
half a mile.
looking forward to a nice pint of
Guinness Zero. Probably. For the record, we are usually big drinkers. We're doing this because it helps us clear our heads, and it's really important to us that it's a way that impacts mental health. And we were actually looking at a different philosophy, which you can talk about, which was about how when you have alcohol, it releases happy.
Yes,
stuff.
so not really a philosophy, but kind of like a study, I think, where they say that if you like drinking quite a lot, like we kind of may or may not
We
do,
definitely do, which is why it's actually a challenge for us not to for Movember.
your brain releases the chemicals, the feel-good chemicals, to when you drink. And is it endorphins?
I think it's endorphins are the positive ones. I'm really bad at names when I'm put on the spot, which is why I put you on the spot.
And the fact is, your brain almost rewires itself so that it can only get that buzz when you've had a drink, and a lot of normal things like going for a walk or whatever perhaps don't give you the same buzz, which kind of is self-perpetuating in terms of wanting alcohol. But it actually takes quite a while for your brain to kind of rewire itself, and it's always good to prove that you've got the self-control to kind of give up.
and it's more of a proof to yourself. It's more a proof to yourself that you can do it and that you're not controlled by it. And yeah, I'm actually looking forward to December the 1st so I can have a drink. But for now, we'll just keep going with this.
I'm actually enjoying having a clear head.
Yeah. Definitely recommend if you're feeling quite down and you do drink. Definitely recommend it when you're feeling quite down and you do drink, that try giving it up for a week, just a week to start, and then maybe 10 days, and then if you can do a month, you'll really see the benefits. And that's kind of for me, and I'm an avid drinker, so it's not just some random crap, it's what I've personally discovered, and it's actually really nice. It helps me feel a lot more positive.
Yeah. And it kind of, when you have to do a bit of more deep thinking, like coding or just sorting your brain out.
Or philosophy.
Yes. Sometimes it helps. Right,
Yeah.
we're nearly there, so...
And we'll see you in a bit. Made it to Clearbrook, and Skylark is just here. So we're going to pop in, grab a quick drink. It'll be zero. And maybe a bite to eat, but I don't think he's that hungry. But we're here. We made it, guys. Yeah. That's the way to go back afterwards. Woo.
Oh, you mean we need to walk back?
Indeed. So.
Cheers.
Take a shake of it.
Take a shake of
Heineken Zero.
This is proof, isn't it? They are open. Left the pub.
We've just
And
had
it's-
our Heineken Zeros.
And it's 5 to 4 p.m. So
It might be dark by the time we get back,
yes,
but we'll see. But we're on our way back. We're just about to head. And another 10k, let's go.
Yay.
It's almost 11, but yeah, let's go. Here we are on our way back from Skylark Inn, and it appears the sun is setting. We're not sure we're going to make it to the other bridge to catch the actual sunset, so we thought we'd do a quick one here, and then try and get to the other bridge over the other side, to see if we can get a really nice sunset clip for the end of the video.
How far away from home do you think we are? A couple of hours?
Probably a couple hours. We are walking faster back because it's mostly slightly downhill. I reckon we've got about 3.5 miles to go. Although we have not long left. Skylark, it just feels like we're making a much faster progress. So I think we've got about 3.5 miles till we get to the next bit. But we'll see if we can get another clip at the other bridge. It might be a better view if we can catch the sunset, so I guess we best get on our way.
Well, great view, guys.
Yeah, so we're back to this bit that we had near the beginning of the video. We've made it back. As you can see, it's a little bit darker now. But yeah, we're almost back. We've got maybe 10 minutes more. We're back to the car, maybe 15. And that'll be the walk done. That was great fun. I had a lovely walk. It's been a lovely day.
It has.
I feel a lot better for it. I feel a lot fresher for it. And it just feels almost surreal when you're out here and there's no one about. It's great. Really, really good. Well, catch you on the flip side, I suppose.